Good morning, afternoon or evening, and welcome to Marginal Gains, a series of short videos detailing quick and easy tips that can be the difference between victory and defeat in 0 AD. In this first video, I'll be covering something of critical importance that's often overlooked, particularly by new players: the location and secondary uses of buildings. Most specifically, I'll be covering the tower, the barracks, and of course the humble house. So, before we delve into more of the details around the specific buildings I've chosen, I'm just going to add a couple of key tips that can make a big difference early on. Firstly, you may have noticed that only soldiers can build certain buildings, like the barracks and other military structures. However, it's only actually required that a soldier initiates the building. As long as the building is selected and its location is designated through a citizen soldier, female citizens can actually build it. This means that soldiers, who are generally better at collecting most resources, can be allowed to do so, which saves valuable seconds early on. Secondly, a critical piece of advice is to make your early buildings well within the range of your civic centre. You can check the range by hovering the mouse over the civic centre itself, and the ring that's shown is the distance that arrows will fire when you have the soldiers garrisoned inside. By having houses, farmsteads and storehouses inside this ring, an early attack by your opponent will be less effective, as they won't be able to capture and destroy any structures without first risking a lot of troops. One of the main roles for houses and barracks, beyond simply to increase your maximum population or create soldiers, is as a place of refuge where they can't be attacked. In this example you can see a large force of archers, who due to their superior range would massacre this group of woodcutters. However, due to the location of the buildings, all but one of the group get to safety. This allows me to regroup and drive the archers away in a more coordinated fashion. It's important to bear in mind that you'll need a combination of both buildings or towers, as soldiers can only garrison in towers and barracks, while females can only go into houses and towers. Territory is a key part of the game, and dominion over resources can give a player huge advantages. However, in certain phases of the game, much like this patch of trees in the example, resources can be just out of reach. In this case, an use of a temple, a house and a barracks takes some wood that's well outside of Blue's territory and brings it right inside to where a storehouse can be built close by so it can be harvested efficiently. While it can be helpful, territory gained in this way does come with risks attached. Building long lines of buildings, like the blue player has done here, gives access to new resources, like the trees and stone in this example. However, losing one of these buildings breaks the chain that links them with the host civic centre. So once the red player captures the barracks, the rest of the buildings are cut off, which sees them lose loyalty and get turned over to Gaia or their opponent. This happens to the market, storehouse, temple and blacksmith. In this case, not only has the blue player lost the temple, market and blacksmith, it's actually a lot worse, as red chooses not to destroy the barracks, but rather to garrison them with his own troops. Not only does this stop blue from using the barracks to create additional soldiers to help in his defence, it's actually red that can now use them to reinforce his army from deep inside the blue half of the map. Loyalty is a very important factor in 0 AD that new players rarely consider. For instance, when a new civic centre or fortress is built, it competes for the loyalty of other buildings in its surroundings with the other factions' civic centre and fortresses. To ensure that your own buildings aren't compromised in this way, it's important to garrison troops in them. This helps to stop the situation we see here, where a small number of troops can capture a tower and turn it against its original owner, attacking the market. On the flip side though, if you see that your opponent's towers aren't garrisoned, then a new civic centre or fortress nearby can really put the cat among the pigeons. Now there are 1,000 other things that could be discussed in this video about buildings and their locations, but I really want these to be quick tips that can be watched in under 5 minutes. I'm not sure when the next one will be out, but it'll probably be about resource gathering, which has a lot of overlap with this video. I'll be making the next one when I have the time, so if you want to know when that's going to hit the shelves, then subscribe, like, and you'll be kept informed. Thanks for watching.